Andrew, let's talk about someone who we have not talked about for a very, very long time and whose name has been brought up time and time again for seemingly every not coaching, quarterback vacancy in the NFL this offseason. It's a man named Gardner Flint Minshew II. Let's talk about him. The Indianapolis Colts could be in the market for a new quarterback after it was announced that the foot injury to Carson Wentz would require surgery. He's had surgery, and now there is no real timetable for his return, but the injury could keep him out for as long as 6 to 12 weeks, which would probably mean as early as the first few weeks of the season into possibly into October, and he might return in November. So with that being the case, one quarterback who is still out there is someone who I think they should consider trading for as a way to steady the ship, at least until Wentz returns, or maybe this guy might become a cheaper option than Carson Wentz. And again, his name is Gardner Flint Minshew II. I have the stats here as I always do. Minshew Mania, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 7-13 as a starter. However, he was on that terrible Jaguars team. Over 5,000 yards passing in 20 games. And of course, the swagger, over 9,000. Andrew, should the Colts take a shot at Minshew during this time where they don't know? They traded for Carson Wentz. Again, he's injured. He's had a bit of an injury history, but Minshew might be a guy who can come in there. He doesn't turn the ball over. He might come in there and win some games.
Absolutely. He is familiar with a lot of these teams that he's playing against in the AFC South too. So he has played against them. He kind of knows what kind of defensive schemes they run. He would just have more talent around him than he had in Jacksonville. So if I was them, I would do it. Not like it's anything new. Yeah, you might have to learn Frank Reich's playbook or anything, but he's gonna be handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. He does have some studs out there on the outside of receiver, and he's gonna have a hell of a lot better defense in with Darius Leonard just inking that fucking massive deal. He's gonna have a hell of a lot better defense in Indy than he had in Jacksonville. So I think they should take a chance on it too. Plus, when Wentz comes back from the foot surgery, like, you don't know what Wentz you're getting. Like, they don't know what kind of Carson Wentz they're going to get, dude. I don't think Carson Wentz will ever return to form. Like, when Indy traded for him, they thought they were getting that MVP like player. I don't think he'll ever be that player again, dude. Just too many injuries. The injuries are racking up too. It's one thing after another with him. So, and if they don't go for Minshew, dude, there's always long pole Foles. He did step in for Wentz a few years ago, and it did work out pretty well for Philly. So there always is long pole Foles.
So the reason I just want to be very quick here. The reason I'll say they shouldn't go after Nick Foles is because teams have tried that over the past few years. What's happened? When he got traded to Jacksonville, or when he signed with Jacksonville, injured, replaced by Minshew, and then traded off to the Bears. He gets to the Bears. He gets to Chicago. He starts a few games, does well in the first one, goes on a losing streak, gets injured, gets a serious back injury. Now he's back. He's the third-string quarterback for the Chicago Bears, but he's someone they're looking to move on from because he's just not the most talented guy on the roster. And look, I understand the Frank Reich, coaching tree. I understand the Frank Reich, it worked with him. It worked with Nick Foles back in Philly, but here's the thing. You also have to factor in Nick Foles is getting paid a lot of money next year. And he's getting paid a lot of money. Wouldn't it be better to trade maybe a fourth-round pick for a quarterback who has shown that he has probably just as good an upside as Nick Foles in that offense? There might be a learning curve, but just as good an upside as far as a player, and much, much cheaper. You can activate that 50-year option, have him hang out for another year just in case Carson Wentz might not be the guy. And again, you want to talk about, quarterbacks who've been there, done that. The production here in 2 seasons, it will always baffle me how this guy, 37 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on one of the worst teams in the NFL over the past 2 years. He managed to do all of this. He managed to pass for over 5,000 yards and didn't turn the ball over, had great rapport with his receivers, had great timing, had great leadership qualities that his teammates liked and that made him trusted. This swagger about him, the ability to so much, it's all there with Minshew. It's all there. He's cheap. He's affordable. He's on the market, and he could come in there and win some games because you talked about the defense. You talked about the receivers. One thing we didn't talk about, the offensive line. The offensive line in Indy is significantly better than the one in Jacksonville. Like night and day better. They would protect him. They would give him more options. And a Minshew that has time to throw, I think, and it will develop faster and honestly reach what I think is good his potential could be, which is that of a player who is a star in this league. I genuinely believe that. I think he's a star who hasn't had the chance to really shine on these stages. And once he gets that opportunity, I think it could be a big thing. Could be a big thing. And Indianapolis might be the team to benefit from it. You know?
I agree. I think so. Yeah. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.